Hey, I made a video yesterday and I guess I used the wrong words. I want to explain the working mechanism of the Insight more in detail. And for all of you guys that called today, no, I wasn't drunk or stoned or anything. I just have bad eyes and the sun glaring into my eyes bothers me. So I appreciate all the care from everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to go through this motor right now. And I'm going to explain to you how it works again, because a few people I read on the internet still doesn't get it. So, you know, what we're going to do is kind of detailed just the motor. So this is the new Insight. Everybody's seen it. It's been all over the internet, and we've been getting really good results from it. So this is the new Insight valve. What I'm going to do is explain it as easy as I can to you guys. We use a Mac valve, bullet valve in this system. And what we're doing, our constant air is pulling backwards. It moves in a backwards position. Okay, so now that'll fill that ram chamber up with air, and it'll fill this can up with air. When we fire the solenoid off, the back ram area bleeds out. And instead of going to atmosphere, it's rerouted to the back of the ram, and it energizes the ram for 3/16 of an inch. You see these little teeny holes right here? Then it bleeds out and the ram comes flying forward. It's a pretty simple process, but nobody's done it yet. Our return time is twice as fast as everybody else's return time. That's how we're getting shot count. When you close this dump chamber right here, rocket fast, you're not letting any of the air escape. What you can do is, if you're in cold weather, you can go outside and shoot a poppet gun in the air and watch the gas come out behind the ball. It's very little. But if you shoot a spool valve gun, it looks like a flamethrower. So it's showing you that the gas is following the ball after it makes terminal velocity at about 5 inches. So what we're doing is we're redesigning the way that a spool valve should close. It needs to close super fast. Everybody asks me, well, did you speed up the bolt forward position? No, that is your normal position because we're using the blast of air that comes from the back of the ram. Instead of bleeding it to atmosphere, we reroute it into the back of the motor and we blast it like a blowgun. It works really well. We're getting super rocket speeds out of it. I'm going to show you on this video, we're shooting close to 30 balls a second. We've had it clocked as 35. I know there's no need for that, but you heavy gunners in the UWL, you're going to love this. I'm telling you right now. Shot count, a lot of people say shot count's not that important. You can get filled everything. Well, you guys go to these fields. I know a ton of you go to a field and might only get 2,500 pounds of air. That kind of sucks when you try to get a game out and you're halfway through and you're running out of air. I'm looking at a ton of players out there using guns that are 70s, 77s, even the 88s. You know, some giant bottles because they need air to play a complete game. Even in the PSP or the MPPL, you know, you need to be able to shoot 10 to 11 pods out of a back player, you know, and so this will help you. I think we've designed the right thing. We're changing this can a little bit right here on the next run that we're doing right now because this is very hard to manufacture. When we drill these holes and slot them, it tangles up with chippings and stuff like that, so it's not cost effective. So you'll see the new one in the next week or so. It'll be coming out, and it'll still get the same shot count, the same speed. People ask me the difference between 8 dwell and 12 dwell. Yeah, it's milliseconds, but remember there's 1,000 of them in a second. So is your shot count going to go down? If it does, it's minute, 5, 10 balls, you know, not very much at all. And like I said, I'd like you to try it. You know, the guys that tried them at Huntington Beach loved them. I had no failures. We had, you know, and we probably had 20 of them on the field. So guys were happy. We had a back cap, 3 of those. That little back cap right there came loose, and we tightened those. But other than that, everything's perfect. So enough talking here, and let's go out and shoot some video. Thanks. Okay, here you guys go. This is for the UWL guys that want to play heavy gunner. You want to see how fast a gun shoots? Here you go. $275, $300, $285, $283, $285, $280, $282, $277. There you go, guys. Inside engine disassembled. I want to explain it to you. This is the can, what we call the cam. This is the ram housing, the bolt, and the ram. This is the push button release mechanism. I just want to tell you, you know, you've got some fairly simple O-rings here. You got a 20 millimeter right here. You have a 19 millimeter right here. You got a square O-ring right here, which is a 114 square. And then you got a U-cup in here. Those are the O-rings there. On the ram shaft, you got two 10s and a bumper, which is a 8, and a number 4 for locking the bolt. Another thing is you've got the bolt mechanism right here. This is a cut down bolt. This is the one we're going to. It just lightens it up a little bit, maybe a little bit more kick. I mean a little less kick, but you know, we can't really tell. We're so used to it. It's number 15 on both. On the ram housing, you have number 21s all the way across the back, and you have a number 13, no, it's a 14 that goes inside of here. A number 14 that goes right inside of that little drill. Now, this is your push button release. I want to explain to you guys about that. It has a number 13 that's inside of there, and a number 11 that goes on the piston itself. This little thing has to be lubed up. I know once in a while we've caught leaks because this gets too dry from pushing it in and pushing it out. So just keep lubing it up and don't lose your spring. Then we got the housing. That's all that is to this engine. And what I'm trying to explain to you is when the solenoid fires, it pushes backwards first and holds the air in position. So this is being pushed back by the solenoid. When it fires, it bleeds. And immediately bleeds. When it bleeds, the gas gets transferred through the solenoid, back through here, through a manifold, back to the back part of the engine, and it bleeds out those holes after it fires this bolt. So it pushes the bolt for 3/16 of an inch, and that's how it works. It's pretty simple, very little maintenance. I mean, you grease here, you grease here, you grease this shaft here, and that's just about all the greasing. Make sure this is tight. I've had a couple people call me back on that and said this loosened up. So make sure that's tight at all times because it holds the blast of air. And inside of here, make sure you don't lose that little teeny, it's a 1x2. It's the smallest O-ring that we use. And all that does is seal the safety hole that this piston goes back and puts air back into this piston. Hope this helps you guys. Thank you very much.